The restaurant was silent for a split second after the man's words cut through the air. His tone dripped with arrogance, his voice loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. "Sean, aber nutzlos," he said in German. "Beautiful, but useless." The waitress froze. Her cheeks burned red, her hands trembled slightly as she held the tray. She didn't understand every word he said, but she understood enough. The laughter from the man's table made her heart sink. Yet, what happened next turned an act of cruelty into a lesson that would leave the entire restaurant stunned and the billionaire speechless. Hey friends, welcome back to Kindness in Action, where real stories remind us that compassion always wins. If you love powerful true stories that inspire you to believe in the good in people, make sure to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your engagement helps us bring more light into the world. Now, let's get into today's story. It was a crisp autumn afternoon in New York City. The upscale restaurant La Verita was buzzing with the soft clinking of glasses and murmured conversations. For most people, it was a place to celebrate success, but for Maria, it was just another shift to survive. Maria was 26, working double shifts to pay off her student loans. She was smart, kind, and fluent in 3 languages: English, Spanish, and a bit of German she had picked up during her college exchange year. Despite her degree in international business, she hadn't found a job yet. Waiting tables wasn't her dream, but it was what kept the lights on that day. Maria's section included a table of 4 men in sharp suits. One of them instantly stood out. His silver hair, expensive watch, and confident posture gave him away as someone used to being obeyed. His name was Mr. Reinhardt, a billionaire investor from Germany, known for his ruthless business style and quick temper. From the moment Maria approached the table, he treated her like she was invisible, sparkling water, not tap, he said sharply without even glancing up. "And hurry, we have limited time." Maria smiled politely. "Of course, sir." She'd dealt with demanding customers before, but something about his tone made her chest tighten. Still, she reminded herself, stay calm, stay kind. When she brought the drinks, he waved his hand dismissively. "Took long enough," he muttered. His colleagues shifted uncomfortably, but no one spoke up. Throughout the meal, he continued to belittle her. When she accidentally dropped a fork, he sighed loudly and muttered something under his breath in German, something that made his colleagues chuckle. Maria caught only part of it. "Sean, aber nutzlos." Beautiful, but useless, her heart sank. She looked down, pretending she didn't understand. But inside, she felt a familiar ache, the pain of being judged for her looks, for her job, for things that didn't define her. As she walked away from the table, she took a deep breath. She could ignore it, or she could rise above it. When she returned to their table with the dessert menu, her hands no longer trembled. Her eyes met his, calm, steady, and clear. In fluent German, she said softly, "Wissen Sie, Herr Reinhardt, manchmal sei die Art, wie man an dir behandelt, mehr über den eigenen Charakter als über deren Wort." The table went silent. Mr. Reinhardt blinked, surprised. He hadn't expected her to understand, let alone reply. She continued in English, so everyone could hear. "That means, sometimes, the way you treat others says more about your character than about their worth." You could hear a pin drop. Mr. Reinhardt's colleagues looked at each other, unsure whether to speak. One of them cleared his throat and mumbled, "She's right." Maria smiled politely. "Would you like to see the dessert options, gentlemen?" Mr. Reinhardt didn't respond. His eyes lowered to his plate. For the first time, he seemed unsure of himself. The rest of the meal was quiet. When it came time to pay, he left a large tip, far more than the bill required. But money wasn't what mattered. What mattered was the quiet nod he gave her before leaving, his eyes carrying something that almost looked like regret. That night, as Maria closed up, the restaurant manager approached her. "You handled that situation with real grace," he said. "Most people would have lost their cool." Maria just smiled. Sometimes, kindness is louder than anger. The next morning, Maria was back for another long shift. She didn't expect to see Mr. Reinhardt again, but around noon, a delivery arrived for her. It was a handwritten letter, sealed with an embossed R. Inside, it read, "Your dear Miss Maria, I owe you an apology. You reminded me of something I forgot long ago. Respect costs nothing, but it means everything. I've spent my life building empires, but your words made me realize how poor I've been in kindness. Thank you for your courage and your grace. H. Reinhardt." Beneath the letter was a business card and a note that said, "If you ever wish to pursue your career in business, call me." The world could use more people like you. Maria stood there in disbelief. She didn't know whether to cry or laugh. For her, it wasn't about the job offer, it was about the fact that kindness had reached a man who everyone thought was unreachable. It's easy to respond to cruelty with anger. It's easy to shout, to fight back, to let pride take over. But real strength, true strength, lies in staying kind when the world gives you every reason not to be. Maria's story reminds us that kindness isn't weakness. It's power. The kind that transforms hearts, breaks down walls, and humbles even the proudest among us. The next time someone looks down on you, remember this: your value doesn't depend on someone else's opinion. It depends on how you treat others, especially when they don't deserve it, and sometimes, one calm, kind sentence can do what anger never could. It can change a person forever. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness still matters. And don't forget to subscribe to Kindness in Action for more real stories that prove one gentle act can make a world of difference, because at the end of the day, kindness doesn't just change others, it changes us.